Ladies and gentlemen, the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes are officially over as the San Antonio Spurs won the 2023 NBA Draft Lottery. They will be picking first overall, and in all likelihood, Victor Wembanyama is going to be the next great San Antonio Spur. So I'm super excited about this, man. I didn't know where I necessarily wanted him to end up, but honestly, San Antonio is a really fun place for him to go. And honestly, I think it's the best place that he could have possibly landed. And let me just say this. San Antonio is one of the most stable and well-run organizations in the entirety of basketball. If you sent Victor Wembanyama to somewhere that doesn't necessarily have a winning culture, I don't know how well that's actually going to translate. I'm not going to say it would have been like a bust or anything, but having him play under one of the greatest coaches in NBA history, in Greg Popovich, along with an already pretty decent young core and, again, a great organization, is just a match made in heaven, man. I think this kid is going to be an absolute stud for years to come. I know everybody in San Antonio is probably pretty happy right now, man. And yeah, I'm excited to get this rebuild underway. So a couple quick things before we do get into this video. I know many of you have been asking for 5-year rebuilds, and that's what all of the prospect rebuilds are going to be. I think it's really kind of a perfect way to set up these rebuilds because obviously you guys want 5-year rebuilds, and if you give these young prospects 5 years to develop, they'll probably turn into studs. So to me, it makes sense. So get your popcorn ready. These are definitely going to be some longer videos. This is just number one. Along with that, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. We obviously have a lot of prospects to get through, so a lot of rebuilds coming. Let me know which one you want to see next, but we're going to have this one today, and then we're going to have that Hornets one tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to it, man. This is obviously a super fun time. Congratulations, Spurs fans. Let's go get you a championship. All right, so we are officially here. It is time to hop in the draft. We're obviously going to go ahead and take Victor Wembanyama. I also went ahead and set the entirety of the draft order this year, so we should be going ahead and seeing who everybody else ends up with. Obviously, we're going to get into some of those other teams real quick. We'll briefly go over this San Antonio Spurs team right now. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of moves made, but we just want to go over this young core real quick. Trey Jones eventually will probably be my backup point guard. He's a very decent backup option. He's probably not going to be a starter for me, but he's 23 years old, 80 overall. It's decent. Devontae Graham will likely not be here. I don't love that contract. I don't love that he's a 75 overall. Blake Wesley, at some point in time, if he develops well, maybe could get some backup minutes. Devin Vassell is here. He typically progresses really well if he continues to do that. Could be my shooting guard throughout the entirety of this video. We have Malachi Branham in here, so 77 overall. I know there's also a possibility that he could run some point guard. We'll see what direction we want to go with that, but only 20 years old, 77 overall. A lot of promise there. Romeo Langford, who's honestly, Celtics legend Romeo Langford, but honestly, I don't really see a place for him on this team. We have Keldon Johnson, who I guess currently is the best player on this team. He's an 84 overall. He's only 23 years old, and he's on a pretty team-friendly deal, so not too mad about that one. Doug McDermott, who just doesn't really fit the timeline of this team at all. We'll see what direction we go there. Jeremy Sohan, who was obviously the 9th overall pick for them last year, had a pretty good rookie season. We'll see how well we can develop him, and then Keita Bates-Diop. Center spot's interesting for me. Zach Collins is somebody I wouldn't mind bringing back. We have Charles Bassey. I cannot for the life of me pronounce that name. And then Birch is here as well. So that's a pretty quick overview of this roster. Obviously, there's a reason they were in the draft lottery and ended up with the #1 overall pick. It's because the majority of this team sucks, and they're really young. So, well, they're not suck and young. They're either really young or they kind of suck. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. In terms of staff signing, I'm going to try to get Popovich. Did Pop retire? Oh, 2K, don't do this to me. Please tell me you didn't let... Son of a bitch. He wouldn't retire, but of course 2K had to make him retire. All right, well, I'll just go get Stauffer. It would have been cool to have Popovich here for a year under Victor Wembanyama. If this was, he's not going to retire in real life. I think we all obviously know that, but would have been cool to see in the game. But nonetheless, it's not as important here in 2K as it is in real life. So it's officially time for the NBA draft. We are obviously on the board right now, and yeah, let's not overthink it. Let's go ahead and take the 7'4" generational prospect in Victor Wembanyama. In terms of our other draft picks, I don't know if the second round here is accurate. I didn't 100% confirm this or anything, but we have 3 and 14. I'll draft somebody at 3 in round 2. In terms of 14, I could probably let that one go. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and see who's here for us. Tracy Jackson Davis, not a bad option, just considering we could maybe need a backup power forward. Keontae Johnson's here from Florida. Ricky Counts. You know what? Let me take Tracy Jackson Davis. He's going to potentially be a backup power forward for me. We'll see what his overall is. Victor Wembanyama is an 83. Wouldn't be surprised if that's his actual overall in 2K24. And Tracy Jackson Davis is a 71. So, I'm feeling pretty good. I am feeling pretty good right now. We're bringing back Vassell. We're bringing back Collins as well. which is obviously great. Qualifying offers, I'll give Trey Jones one. There's no way in hell I'm giving Romeo Langford over $9 million a year. I just can't really fathom that. So Trey Jones is here. I'm obviously feeling pretty good right now in terms of our other free agents. We have Keita Bates-Diop. We have Romeo Langford as our 2. And I mean, looking at this roster, it is what it is. It's not going to be a great first season, but honestly, I'm kind of fine with that. I mean, the 5-year rebuilds definitely give us a little bit more time for development. We can potentially make some bigger trades. We can potentially make some bigger signings. We will see. I don't know where he'll play in real life, but in this video right now, I want to play Jeremy Sohan. So Victor Wembanyama is going to be my starting center. I don't know how smart that is, but honestly, here in 2K, it won't matter. I don't know in real life. I saw a couple people say he could see himself as a 4 or even a 3. I'm going to be playing him at the center spot in today's video. It should be fine. Okay, cool. So we have our starting front court set. We have our small forward. We have our shooting guard. In terms of point guards, I wouldn't mind going out and finding an upgrade. I'm not going to make some crazy move. Just get somebody that's a little bit better than Trey Jones. We're going to attempt to try to get Markelle Fultz here from the Orlando Magic. Obviously, Markelle Fultz is a former #1 overall pick. Career hasn't exactly panned out the way everybody was hoping to, but he has bounced back quite a bit in Orlando, and he's not a guy I get a lot. So we're going to attempt to do this trade with the Orlando Magic. I know I'm going to have to give up a couple draft picks. We'll give up our pick. Maybe, do we have 2026? Yes, we do. I'll give you my 2027 first. I think by that point we should be pretty decent. And then I'll give you this Hawks pick. 2K's favorite team is basically the Atlanta Hawks, so I don't think they'll be that bad by this point in time. And then, man. You want Birch as well? Can you afford that? I can't. But they won't do it. Oh, that's kind of killer. Would you take Blake Wesley? They will. Wow, we acquire Markelle Fultz, who's going to come in here. He's going to be my starting point guard. We'll obviously have Trey Jones as his backup, but I'm excited to see how well Markelle Fultz can develop here. He's going to be playing under not Greg Popovich, I guess I thought it was, but he's going to be playing in a great organization, very fundamentally sound organization, and honestly, I'm pretty happy. So Birch at this point in time probably is just going to get traded. I don't really see a path where he gets many minutes here, so I'll take a first-round pick here from the Bulls, and that's fine by me. Also, if I didn't mention it, this is not a realistic rebuild. I think we all know that. So we'll wait on Trey Jones. I'd like to acquire him to come back here. We do need to find ourselves a new backup small forward. We obviously have a lot of cap space here, but I'm not going to go out and spend a shit ton of money on somebody that I don't really think is necessarily going to be too much of an impact player. So I'm thinking either Hamidou Diallo or Josh Okogie here. I think Okogie, honestly, I wouldn't mind. He wants a lot of money, but honestly, I can move him pretty easily. This isn't going to be very challenging. And then in terms of our power forward, or at least our backup power forward options, maybe a PJ Washington. You know what? He's young enough here. I'd take a flyer on PJ Washington. Let's see. Yeah, they both accept those. I'm going to wait on Trey Jones, get him back. But honestly, I'm liking the moves we've made so far quite a bit. So we get 2 good rotation pieces in Okogie and PJ Washington. I'm going to go ahead and give Trey Jones a contract offer right now. Oh, wait, he's not restricted. Do we still? Okay, we can bring him back. He wants about $15.5 million a year, which is definitely a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but he's going to come in. He's a pretty good backup off the bench. And honestly, I think everything's kind of shaping up really well for us here. So we have our 10 guys who are going to be starting for us next year. I will see you guys at the start of year 1 here in San Antonio. It is officially the start of year 1 for us here in San Antonio. We obviously went ahead and had a pretty fun offseason. We acquired a new point guard in Markelle Fultz. We have a generational prospect in Victor Wembanyama. And honestly, everything's kind of coming up and looking really well right now. We had some good bench signings. Let's check it out. It's going to be Markelle Fultz, Devin Vassell, Kelton Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, and Victor Wembanyama. Bench unit's going to be Trey Jones, PJ Washington, Josh Okogie, Malachi Branham, and then Zach Collins. There's an argument for me to maybe play Collins a few more minutes, but honestly, he doesn't really have to. I mean, we have Victor Wembanyama, who most likely will be Rookie of the Year. He's going to be great. It doesn't matter. But yeah, man, I don't know what to expect of this team. I think there's a possibility we sneak in as a play-in team just because I like our depth a lot. I don't know if we're a true contender or anything, but you never know with 2K. We'll see. I'll see you guys at the end of year 1 here in San Antonio. So we definitely did not sneak into the play-in. We were not any sort of sneaky contender here in the Western Conference. We went 27-55, but honestly, that's fine. I can 100% live with it. Obviously, another year of development's good. We'll have a high draft pick. I'm excited. Nikola Jokic wins his 3rd MVP. He's averaging a triple-double. Victor Wembanyama wins Rookie of the Year for us. Nearly 20 points a game, 10.5 boards. I mean, this dude is just, he's ridiculous. Jordan Poole, 6th Man of the Year, averaged 21.5 points a game. Anthony Davis, Defensive Player of the Year. Tyrese Halliburton, Most Improved, and Mike Malone takes home Coach of the Year for the Denver Nuggets. So, obviously, this is not going to be a playoff run for us or anything like that. In terms of standings, we finish as the second to last team. Wow. Why do the Kings suck again? That's crazy. The Kings are not a 24-win team. We're going to be projected somewhere around the 4th pick in this year's upcoming draft, so we'll see what we end up doing with that draft pick. Victor Wembanyama leads us in scoring, followed by Keldon Johnson. Markelle Fultz, pretty solid. I'll take 15.5, 4 rebounds, 8.5 assists is great. He was 52% from the field when he shoot from 3. He was 31% from 3, so obviously if you're going to shoot him, you like to be a little bit better than that, but I can live with it. Devin Vassell, Sohan, PJ Washington, Branham. Not bad. Rebounds was Victor Wembanyama, and assists was Markelle Fultz. So let's go ahead. Let's just sim the playoffs, get it out of the way. We can get into a very, very pivotal, I will say, offseason number 2. It is a Jazz and a Celtics finals. Interesting. And the Celtics sweep the Jazz, and Jason Tatum finals MVP. All right, it is time for offseason number 2. Obviously, a pretty big draft lottery coming up here for us. We also have that Charlotte pick. I believe there's some protections on it, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But let's see what ends up happening with our pick this year. We end up with number 1 overall. Wow, that feels great. That feels great. We also have 6, which is... oh, wait, no, that Charlotte pick was number 1. I could have sworn that it was our... Okay, well, I'll take it. 1 and 6, fine by me. Stauffer's obviously good. He has perfect ratings. It literally can't get better than that. But in terms of the number 1 overall pick, I mean, we obviously have our options here for which route we want to go. Could go Isaiah Collier. I mean, you have a lot of really good players here. So we're going to sit back. We're going to take a moment, and then we're going to decide, and I'll see you guys whatever move we do make. I'm going to attempt to trade for Kristaps Porzingis here from the Utah Jazz. Overall-wise, I think it is an upgrade at the power forward spot. I don't have a problem with Jeremy Sohan, but Kristaps Porzingis can come in here and be a real game changer, and our front court is going to be insanely tall. So I'm not going to give up number 1. I will give up 6. I'm pretty much comfortable doing that along with the rest of the draft picks we have this year. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. We might even have to give up another pick down the line. So you want to take that? They do not. How about if I give you an Atlanta Hawks pick in 2027? Nope. One more first from... I'll give you my pick. Oh, that's a second. I'll give you my pick in 2028. Are you interested in doing that potentially? Seriously, wow. There's not really any other players I can give up, unfortunately. Not that I really want to give up anyone else. This is definitely a lot. This is definitely a lot. I'll do this, but that's it. They agree to it. Holy shit, I definitely paid a lot, but we're obviously getting a really good player here in Kristaps Porzingis, and it's a trade I can live with. We still have the first overall selection, so we obviously still have a big decision to make. I know how well Isaiah Collier progresses, but I am kind of comfortable with Markelle Fultz and Trey Jones. But I feel like it would be dumb maybe not to take him right now. I really do. In terms of like other backups we could need on this roster, I mean, I'm pretty comfortable there. I don't hate either of our shooting guards. I'm pretty good at the small forward. I mean, I'm pretty good everywhere, honestly. I think it's just a lot of it's development. I mean, hypothetically speaking, if I were to offer up just the first overall pick, what do I get for trade offers? Nope. Nope. Oh. See, now you're twisting my arm because I really think that De'Aaron Fox would be a fun addition to this team. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he would be. But we have Fultz. You know what? I'm going to make this deal. I'm going to acquire De'Aaron Fox. He is a clear-cut upgrade over Markelle Fultz. I didn't have a problem with Markelle Fultz here, but honestly, if I was able to make an upgrade, I'm going to do it pretty much 10 times out of 10. So we're going to move on from these second-round draft picks. Obviously, we do not need them here. And, yeah, I'm pretty happy. Also, the Kings completely sucked last year, so they're not going to have the number 1 overall pick and number 3 overall pick. But, yeah, no draft picks this year. Team player options. We're going to bring back everybody. Obviously, it's great having a young team with a lot of guys on rookie contracts. Devin Vassell is somebody I do want to offer a contract to. So, yeah, let's take a look at free agency. Obviously, money's not on our side now that we just acquired Porzingis and De'Aaron Fox. But Markelle Fultz is a free agent. Honestly, I wouldn't... Holy shit. You want $38 million? It's a lot of money. That is definitely a lot of money. I'll offer it to him. I don't know how long it's going to last, though. We're going to re-sign him. I can replace Zach Collins pretty easily, I think. And then I'm also going to offer Devin Vassell a contract because he's pretty important to this team. He wants about $21 million. We're going to sign him. I'll see you guys with our next move. So I'm looking through the free agents right now. To be honest with you, I don't really love anybody here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to sign Kyle Anderson. A little bit of a scummy move. And I'm going to include him in a trade because we also got Keontae George in this deal. And there's an argument to maybe keeping him. seeing if he can develop. But honestly, I'm comfortable with Branham being my backup behind Devin Vassell. So I don't think Keontae George is really going to have the minutes here to develop. So we're going to move him and Anderson, see if we can get a little bit of an upgrade at our backup center spot. And yeah, I don't really love any of these options either. Good God. Kevon Looney's not terrible. Put up 10 boards last year. You know what? I can honestly live with that. We get Keita Bates-Diop, I guess, back as well. I'm just going to move him for a draft pick. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I really am. Obviously, last year we didn't win as many games as we were hoping to, but I think this year could be a really good year. We obviously acquired De'Aaron Fox. We have Kristaps Porzingis and another year of development. We're set up really well. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. We had another really busy offseason as we went ahead and acquired 2 new stars in De'Aaron Fox and Kristaps Porzingis. This team is coming together quite nicely. We have a really good mix of some guys that are some veterans and also some really nice young talents here. So here's how it's going to look. It's going to be De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Kristaps Porzingis, and Victor Wembanyama. The bench unit is just tremendous. One of the best benches I've had in a year 2 in one of these rebuilds in a long time. It's Markelle Fultz, Jeremy Sohan, Malachi Branham, Josh Okogie, and Kevon Looney. Everything is looking really good right now. I fully expect us to be a playoff team. Maybe even a top 4 seed. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. Year 2 wraps up. We have a record of 57-25. I can definitely live with that. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Joel Embiid is your MVP. That's the second of his career. Isaiah Collier wins Rookie of the Year. We had the opportunity to draft him number 1 overall. Ultimately made that trade with the Kings. We got De'Aaron Fox. They got their future young point guard here in Isaiah Collier. Amen Thompson, 6th man of the year, is in Portland. He went 3rd overall, so they decided to pass on one of Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson. Looks like it's kind of working out so far. I don't know. Nick Claxton wins Defensive Player of the Year. Anthony Black, most improved. Pretty good. He went 13th overall. I'll take those numbers. And then Doc Rivers wins Coach of the Year. Interesting. I don't know if those words will ever come out of my mouth again. We do take the 1 seed here in the West. So we're obviously in contention. You have 2 of the worst teams in the league this year, actually, is the top 2 seeds. Just 2 years outside of the draft lottery. Let's take a look at Let's take a look at the draft lottery. I'm all over the place. Let's take a look at the numbers on the year. Victor Wembanyama, Kristaps Porzingis, De'Aaron Fox. That's kind of our new big 3, if you will. And we still have a great player here in Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell. Markelle Fultz definitely takes a step back, but he's playing less minutes. It's ultimately understandable. He's coming off the bench. Victor Wembanyama leads us in boards, and assists was De'Aaron Fox. So, first round, we had the Minnesota Timberwolves. This team has a great player in Anthony Edwards, really solid one in Karl Anthony Towns. I don't think there's any reason they should be beating us at all. And we win in 5. Moving on to New Orleans. Obviously, anytime you play a Zion Williamson-led team here in 2K, it's a pain in the ass. They've also added D'Angelo Russell. I guess it really depends what version of D'Lo you're getting, if they're going to be really good or not. We do take game 1. We take game 2. We go down. We go up 2-1. They tie it 2-2. We go up 3-2, and we're going to game 7, and we lose. We lose in our second year in our first playoff stint. That sucks. That would have been fun. Celtics go back-to-back. Jason Tatum wins another Finals MVP. All right, it's obviously time for year 3. We don't need to panic or anything. Obviously, this is a 5-year rebuild. There's nothing to immensely stress about right now. In terms of the draft lottery, I don't know if there's any protections on that Chicago pick. I'm assuming there probably is in some way, shape, or form. And there is, because they have number 4. So we're not going to have another top pick this year, but we will have that Bulls unprotected pick next year, which is obviously great. So let's head up to the draft. I'm pretty sure I traded my first this year in one of the 2 major trades I made last year. No, I did not, but we do have some late picks. I don't really need any of these late picks. Take a pick from the Celtics, which, albeit might not be smart. They've won 2 straight championships, but, oh, for the love of God. It is so annoying how long it takes to trade like second-round picks in this game. Let's hit team player options, see what we got. We're obviously bringing back Victor Wembanyama, Jeremy Sohan, and Malachi Branham. These are all guys I want back. Tracy Jackson Davis, a $4 million qualifying offer, probably won't happen. I don't really see a way if he cracks the rotation. Jesus, he's 25. Good God. That's old for a guy that's, one not really played, 2 been in the league for only 2 years. Kevon Looney is like our one major free agent. I honestly don't really see a reason to change much on this team. Eventually, I'm going to run into the issue of running out of money. I mean, we're basically going to be so far over the cap that we're going to have to let somebody go. But as of now, it should let me bring back Kevon Looney. He wants about $6 million, $7 million bucks a year. It's not terrible. We'll bring him back. Everybody else, I'm just going to honestly let go, and we're going to kind of run this back. I think between another year of development and honestly this team having some more time playing together, I think it's going to go really well. I'll see you guys at the start of year 3. So we ended up with the 1 seed last year. We won 57 games, which is obviously great before we got bounced in the second round by the Pelicans. we obviously want to have a different end result this year. And honestly, I think this team has championship potential. Great starting five, tremendous depth on the bench. Let's see if we can do it. It's going to be De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Kristaps Porzingis, and Victor Wembanyama. The bench unit is going to be led by Markelle Fultz, Jeremy Sohan, Malachi Branham, Josh Okogie, and Kevon Looney. Everything's looking good, man. We got 10 80-plus overalls. 1 seed last year. I want to do it again. See you guys at the end of year 3. What a beautiful way to end our 3rd regular season. A season that we went 64-18 in, by the way. Victor Wembanyama, in just his 3rd year in the league, is out here winning MVPs. What's also really beautiful, you can see this 3-point shot getting a whole lot better year by year. He is just, I don't really have words. I mean, he's unbelievable. Trey Johnson wins Rookie of the Year. He went 3rd overall to the New Orleans Pelicans. James Harden, 6th Man of the Year, still in Philly. Very interested to see what ends up happening with him this offseason. Victor Wembanyama also wins Defensive Player of the Year. An MVP and a DPOY in year 1. Good God. Or, year 1, but in a single season. Justin Edwards, Most Improved, and Stafford does take home Coach of the Year, as we are the 1 seed here in the West once again. We were 10 games up on the OKC Thunder, and by far, just the best record in the league. Wasn't even close. Here's a look at the numbers and how we achieved so much success so far, and I'm really, really hoping that this can translate to the postseason, because I think it would be really, really fun to win a championship right now. So, the team that knocked us out last year is taking us on in year 1, and they have added Emmanuel Quickly to their team. Wow. Still a tremendous team to be in the play-in, especially. Any team led by Zion in this game is crazy, but we sweep them. Okay. Sacramento, who somehow, again, found the basement of the NBA just 2 years ago. They have the worst record in the league, and they've kind of reshaped their team a little bit. Obviously, we went ahead and traded for De'Aaron Fox. Looks like they moved on from Domantas Sabonis. They obviously took Isaiah Collier. They added Herb Jones and Scotty Barnes and Bobby Portis and DeAndre Hunter. I mean, just a completely new Sacramento Kings team there. And all that talk just for them to get run out of their, run out of their own goddamn building, but, we won Game 5 on our home floor. All right, it's the Timberwolves here in the Western Conference Finals. They've added Lonzo Ball. They have an incredible MVP caliber player here in Anthony Edwards. Still got Cat. They have Clint Capella now on this team. Added, I'm going to make them both Grant Williams here. Let's see what ends up happening here in the Western Conference Finals. We're up 2-0, up 3-0. And we're in the NBA Finals. We are in the NBA Finals, taking on one of my least favorite teams to play here in the Cavs, just because of obviously 95, 94, 96, 87, and Kelly Oubre Jr. as well. Well, let's see if we can end up beating the Cavs here in year 3. And we sweep them, and Victor Wembanyama at age 22 averages 24 and 14 and wins Finals MVP. That's insane. Also, for those of you asking why didn't you get gameplay, it's because this is a shared file. This is not Start Today, and unfortunately in shared files, typically when you hop into a game and you try to exit back to the actual 2K menu, it doesn't let you. You just get a spinning wheel of death that never ends. So it sucks, but by year 5, hopefully we're getting another championship and we can hop and get some gameplay then. In terms of the draft lottery, I know we had that Bulls pick last year, and it looks like we're going to have it again, and I know this year it's unprotected. So, another top pick. We have the number 4 overall selection this year. Honestly, I have no idea what I even want to do with it. This could be tricky, because this could be the point in time where we're really, really digging into some serious cap issues. We might have to make a pretty major move. So, I think there's a world out there I make a really big trade right now. Let's see if we can find it. I would love to try to add Tyrese Maxey to this team. I don't have a problem with how Devin Vassell's been playing, but at the end of the day, if we can make an upgrade, I'm going to do it. So, Tyrese Maxey's coming off a year of averaging 28 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Now, I don't expect him to put up those numbers with this team, but he's still a clear-cut upgrade. So, I know they weren't going to take that. Looney's in here to make the money work, and I'll offer you the 4th overall pick if you want it, because honestly, we have a treasure trove of assets at this point. They don't do that. It's honestly not that big of a deal. Okay, well, that gets it done. Tyrese Maxey, welcome to San Antonio. He's going to be obviously my starting shooting guard, most likely for the remainder of this video. And yeah, man, I don't really know what to say at this point. I'm feeling incredible, and I really don't know why I wouldn't be, because we're fresh off a championship. This team is still on the up and up, and we are looking to get much, much better. So Branham and Sohan are both free agents. These are both players I would like to acquire and get them back. In terms of our other free agents, obviously De'Aaron Fox is a really big one. We're going to go ahead and pay him. We also have Okogie here as a free agent. I'm going to wait on him because I think we're, again, as I mentioned, very, very fastly approaching that place where we're not going to be able to re-sign guys. So, honestly, I think this is one of those times where we go ahead and we just do qualifying offers to these guys. I think it makes the most sense possible for me, so they're obviously going to take those. They will end up being qualifying. Tiger Campbell, what a fucking awesome name. I don't know who you are, but it's an awesome name. And then we'll see after the moratorium period if we can get a Kogi back. I'd like to bring him back, but I'm not going to lose sleep if we end up losing him. And wow, we are able to bring him back. Holy shit. Well, this team is obviously still on the up and up, not going anywhere, and we're hoping to go out and win another championship. Holy shit. We do need to find ourselves a new backup center in terms of my options here. Sure, Nick Richards. I don't see this, going from Kevon Looney to Nick Richards is not going to be that big of a deal. This team's insane. I'll see you guys at the start of year 4. We made another blockbuster trade this past offseason. That was after winning a championship. By no means did we have to make the move, but honestly, I kind of wanted to. That was acquiring Tyrese Maxey to be next to De'Aaron Fox in our backcourt. It's got to be the fastest backcourt in NBA history. These guys are both super quick with the ball. But here's how it's going to look. Hopefully, getting a second championship. It's De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Maxey, Keldon Johnson, Kristaps Porzingis, Victor Wembanyama. The bench unit's still incredible. It's Markelle Fultz, Jeremy Sohan, Malachi Branham, Josh Okogie, and Nick Richards. Everything is looking so beautiful. I'll see you guys at the end of year 4. 71-11 is how we wrap up year 4 as Victor Wembanyama is on his way to a second straight MVP and hopefully a second straight finals MVP. Oh, I'm feeling good right now. Incredible season from the young man. VJ Miller is your rookie of the year. Went 4th overall to the Bulls, and yeah, he was pretty good. Anthony Black, 6th man of the year. Victor Wembanyama also wins his second straight DPOY. Eamon Thompson, most improved, and Stauffer wins his second straight coach of the year. A lot of seconds this year. We're hoping it's a second straight championship because that's all I really care about. Thunder are looking really good right now. I just still think nobody, excuse me, I hope that anybody can touch us. I meant nobody. The numbers, I mean, we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in double figures. Absolutely insane. Round 1's going to be the Memphis Grizzlies. You got Ja Wilkes Booth, Shaden Sharp, Desmond Bane, TJ Warren, Adas Mara. Got Poku coming off the bench. All right. Good team there in Memphis. I just really do think we're better. I don't really think there's any argument right now. Swept out of your own building. Houston here in round 2. They drafted Scoot Henderson. You have Jalen Green. You have Kyle Kuzma. All right. This is a very doable Houston Rockets team. This is a team that's believable that is in the second round of the playoffs. Thanks for coming, though. West Finals, Oklahoma City, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, Ian Jackson, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren. This young core is here. They have developed, and yeah, they took game 1 and game 2. Hold on a damn minute. Okay, thank you. Up 3-2. Going to game 7, and we lose! No! Oh, come on, man. Wow, Brandon Miller's in 94. That's a swift kick in the dick right there. Thunder go on to win it all, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander finals MVP. All right, well, you know what? I'm coming out for some revenge because we're winning a second championship in this video, and it's going to be heading into our 5th and final season. We're going to do it. I have no doubt in my mind. Draft lottery is going to be the Nets, the Blazers, Pistons, Clippers, and Pelicans. Heading into staff signing. Is Stauffer still here? No, he's not. I skipped over it way too fast. I have to make sure I get him back. Obviously, he's probably been pretty important to our success so far. Up to the draft, even if we have a draft pick, I'm probably going to trade it. I don't really foresee myself. Holy shit. All right, well, this is going to take a minute. Let me clear out all these picks, and I'll see you guys with our next move. So we're here at Team Player Options. We have a really big free agent in Tyrese Maxey coming up. He's obviously somebody we can't live without. Victor Wembanyama will 100%, I can't fucking speak, 100% be getting his qualifying offer just because we are running out of money at this point. Oh, my God. Holy shit. Holy shit. I will say, Luka's a free agent. Could we? I mean, honestly, if I want Luka Doncic, I obviously have to move De'Aaron Fox, and then still at that point, we have qualifying offers on holds for Kristaps Porzingis, Maxey, Keldon Johnson. I mean, I'm going to lose. I know I'm going to lose somebody right now, and honestly, I'm kind of hurt about it. But let me just do this. I'm going to qualify Victor Wembanyama. We know he'll do that. I also have to make sure I get Kristaps Porzingis back. I'm going to pay him what he wants. And then Tyrese Maxey's probably 3rd on my priority list. Keldon Johnson, please tell me that's not a real offer. It's not. Okay. So, I'm going to try to do this very, very carefully where I don't lose anybody important. Holy shit, we have so many free agents. All right, I am just incredibly nervous right now. I'm actually going to wait on these guys because if it comes down to it, I'm going to prioritize, the 3 guys I just signed over them. So I'm definitely nervous. I'm going to make sure none of them get offers before I do this. But yeah, I'm nervous. And okay, so Keldon Johnson that's not a real offer. All right, so Victor Wembanyama is getting his qualifying. We're giving $268 million to Porzingis, $232 to Tyrese Maxey, and we still have 3 major free agents to go. Okay, Keldon Johnson's 100% my number one priority. I have to get him back. He's a starter on this team. We have Keldon Johnson back. I would also like to retain, in terms of who's more important, I mean, both of these guys are important. I'd like to bring them, yeah. So we've officially run out of money, which honestly makes sense. I knew it was going to come at some point in time, and honestly, it does suck. I'm a little upset about it, but honestly, it sucks because we're so good, but we just don't have the money. Yeah, but the also thing is, if I paid them last year, which I know some people might say, I would have ran into the same issue while I was trying to sign Keldon Johnson or Tyrese Maxey or whoever it would have been. So we're going to have to lose somebody at some point. Our bench is going to probably get a little bit worse, which honestly, it doesn't really surprise me. Neither of them had qualifying offers, right? Yeah, no. Neither of them had qualifying offers, so they're both gone, unfortunately. It's a damn shame because I would have loved to have had them both back. But at this point in time, what I'm going to do, let me sign TJ Warren. And then I'm going to trade TJ Warren. And I'm going to include a couple draft picks. So we still have some assets. So TJ Warren and this pick here and this pick here. I mean, just looking for an upgrade, either shooting guard, power forward, whatever it may be. Ellie Nadai? Okay. We're getting into the territory of people I don't even know. Okay, let me do this manually. I'll see you guys when I find something. I'm not kidding when I say Chris Boucher is the only power forward making under $4 million right now. It's actually insane how much the cap has changed. You're going to be interested in this trade. Just take a draft pick. Thank you. All right, so at this point in time, I don't really foresee anything else coming. I mean, maybe, do I try to trade Markelle Fultz and see if I can maybe get a little bit of an upgrade somewhere? I mean, it's an option, but like, unless I'm getting two players, I don't know. I mean, do I do this to get Devin Vassell back? I don't really know if it's going to change, like, really anything that much. Wow, that's crazy that I can get Jalen Brunson. I mean, if I see, like, two players that I think could really both contribute, Kevon Looney would probably be an upgrade. But I do have to go with Boucher then. Herb Jones. This I don't hate. This I don't hate at all. You know what? I might go back to that one. Also, don't mind this one. But, whoa, Josh Giddey. I don't know if I've ever been able to trade for Josh Giddey. That's crazy. Trades get pretty crazy when you're this far down the line in terms of years. I'm going to do this trade here with the... Who was it? Was it this one? No, it was this one with the New York Knicks. So we're going to acquire our new backup point guard and Trey Mann. We get Justin Edwards to come in. So that's kind of killing two birds with one stone. We also still have Luke Kennard here, who I'm going to probably try to combine with Chris Boucher. See if we can just find a slight upgrade somewhere. I mean, it's $3 million, and so it's like $6 million in terms of our backup power forward, maybe $7 million almost. So I'll glance. I don't, intend that it'll be, that's not the right word. I don't really believe it's going to be a very long list of players, because as you can see, there's obviously a lot of guys, but they're not under contract. They're just free agents. So yeah, there's nobody here, is there? Xavier Booker, I mean, could be an option for me, I guess. I mean, I'll try. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll attempt to do it. Yeah, I can get this to go through. Take whatever picks you want. I did not mean to do that. Holy shit. This is taking way too long. I've been recording for almost an hour and a half. Holy shit. I have no idea how long this video is going to be. Seriously? Come on. Thank you. All right, so obviously we hated losing Devin Vassell and Malachi Branham, but honestly the replacements we got were not too bad. I'll see you guys at the start of year 5, the final season. All right, so obviously we had a pretty chaotic offseason. We had a lot of free agents, and we did lose some pretty important pieces, but I think we did a relatively good job of retaining at least some decent guys to come off the bench. Here's how it's going to look. It's De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Maxey, Keldon Johnson, Kristaps Porzingis, and Victor Wembanyama. Bench unit is now led by Justin Edwards, Josh Okogie still here, Trey Mann, Xavier Booker, and Nick Richards. So it's not the tremendous, 88 overall Markelle Fultz coming off the bench that it once was, but it's still a pretty decent bench. I'd say at a minimum 2 of these guys would be starters in other teams. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever. We're good enough to win another championship. Let's see if we can go do that. It is the 3rd straight MVP for Victor Wembanyama. We also set the NBA record, winning 75 out of 82 games. But honestly, I don't care. If we don't win another championship, it was all for nothing. Because we won one, but I feel like with this much talent on this team, it would be coming up short. Babacar Diakite, cool name, but rookie of the year, I don't know. I can't pronounce it. Robert Dillon, 6th man of the year. He's in Milwaukee. Victor Wembanyama, also a 3rd straight deep boy. Holy shit. Matas Buzelis, most improved, and Stauffer wins. I think that's 3 straight coaches of the year. I don't really know. In terms of the standings, I mean, nobody was even close, and obviously with 75 wins, it's pretty tough. I think I saw the Thunder won 60 games. It's not often you win 60 games and are still very much out of contention. Not contention, but in terms of the 1 seed, you know what I'm saying. All right. Added Giannis, but like other than that, there's just no way. So if Giannis could pull that upset off, he'd be the greatest player in NBA history. Scoot Henderson, Jalen Green. We beat this Rockets team last year. They're still a tremendously talented team. I still do think we're better, and we sweep. All right, moving on to OKC. This is the team that beat us last year. Holy shit. Yeah, that is a whole lot of talent there. I would like to beat the Thunder right now because I want another championship. We're 2-2 right now. We go up 3-2, and we're in the NBA Finals again. Holy shit, thank you, Jesus. All right, we're taking on Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons, who have a 79 overall, and there's just no way. Any team that has a 79 overall in their starting lineup's not beating me. It's just not happening. We're up 3-1. I wouldn't mind getting a little bit of gameplay here. Close them out on our home floor. Probably feel pretty damn good right now. And, yeah, man, I mean, we built a hell of a team today. We're clearly running away with our second championship of this video. We'll get a couple shots up. I'll see you guys in there. We're about to close out the Detroit Pistons right now, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. So we'll let's chat about the actual state of the actual San Antonio Spurs, not this demigod squad team I just built. Victor Wembanyama is 40-10. Yeah, I mean, I think obviously I touched on it a bit to open this video. The Spurs are a very, very well-run organization. I find it hard to believe there's many better well-run organizations in basketball. I mean, it's hard to find, a team that's had so much success for so long and not think that something's going to change eventually. Because obviously it's been a tricky few years, ever since Kawhi left to go to Toronto or traded to Toronto. Then obviously you had the little bit of an era with DeMar DeRozan, which, you were competitive, but nobody thought you were winning anything. I mean, we all knew that. It was a stopgap is what it was. And now that you kind of committed to the tank and, you know what, man? It paid off because you got a generational piece in Victor Wembanyama who I think is going to be very, very good for a very long time. Now, is he a guy that's going to win 3 straight MVPs in real life? Probably not. But he's a unicorn. I mean, it's the simplest way to describe it. He is a literal unicorn, and I think he's going to be very, very good for many years to come. Along with that, it's not like the Spurs just suck and don't have any young core. They have a decent young core. I don't hate the direction this team's going in at all. I hope Pop stays around for at least 2 years. Obviously, I know many people were thinking it's a possibility that this could have been his last year, and then he said he wants to do another one, and who knows? I mean, maybe Victor Wembanyama wants to inspire him a bit to keep staying on as the head coach. I think that would be pretty fun, but who knows? He's obviously one of the greatest coaches in NBA history, and I think he's going to do great things for Victor Wembanyama. They've had very, very good success with having really high draft picks in the past. And I think they're going to do it again, man. So, really excited to see the direction of this Spurs team, what they go. I'm sure last night was super fun, but also super stressful for a Spurs fan at the same time. Dude, I feel bad for the Pistons. You won, 17 games, and you end up with the 5th overall pick? That has got to be just, the worst feeling in the world. I can't even imagine, how annoyed I would be if that happened to me. I mean, I feel for you, Pistons, especially because, albeit I do think this is a decent draft, this is a 3-headed monster draft. I mean, obviously Victor Wembanyama's 1. You can make an argument for Henderson or Miller at 2. But those are the guys. Those are the 3 guys. And other than that, there's not really a defined guy who's going to be a superstar or anything like that. And I'm not saying that all 3 of these guys are going to 100% be superstars. But out of this draft class, they definitely have the most potential. So I feel bad for the Pistons. But, yeah, I'm excited to see kind of just the direction. Because I saw the lottery, and I was I'm kind of getting that tingle, that off-season tingle that it's almost free agency time, and crazy-ass trades are kind of come. And obviously you see coaches getting fired after playoff eliminations. Along with that, my Celtics are in the Eastern Conference Finals. You got game 1 tonight. You guys are seeing this one tonight. So, yeah, man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good right now. It's been a good one so far. But, yeah, man, in terms of the Spurs team, let me know your thoughts on them along with some other moves they should make in the offseason. I think getting a couple more veterans on this team wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. Maybe somebody who can, I don't know, kind of coach this group up a little bit. Not actually coach, but you know what I'm saying? Veterans that can lead this team, because obviously the majority of the really good players on this team are still really young. So, interested to see what happens. We're going to close them out here. We built a hell of a team today. I mean, just basically an absolute god squad. I mean, I feel like 2 championships might have been a little lackluster, but nonetheless, I still had a ton of fun with this one. And, yeah, man, let me know your thoughts on 5-season prospect rebuilds as well. Obviously, we are hoping to do them for all of them. And I know some people love 5-season rebuilds because you get to see guys develop a little more, and ultimately you also get to go ahead and see me get some guys that I maybe don't get in other videos. So, oh, that's funny. He goes in as a buzzer. Let me know if you guys prefer the 5. If you guys want to see 3 years, I can go back to the 3-year ones, but honestly, I don't have a problem with doing 5-year rebuilds, for the prospect rebuilds anyways, and I've enjoyed it a lot. So, yeah, man, as always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. Of course, if you guys are new around here, have not yet subscribed, join the community. We'd love to have you. We have a whole lot of fun videos coming in the next couple weeks. But as always, man, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.